So it's really good to see you again, man.
No, I'm glad we've met up like this. I feel like you've got a lot to get off your chest.
I do. I need to vent to someone. It's nice to have someone to talk to about all the shit that's going on in our show.
So come on, talk to me. What's really going on?
Oh, they're smoking weed live on air, you know. They're getting guests from White Crusaders, wherever the hell that is.
No.
Yeah, there's some crazy shit going on in that show, man. And I'm getting kicked off slowly but surely. They're giving me less and less stuff. I don't even have the alternative fact anymore.
No, that was always.
I know the Godzilla thing.
That was always my favourite part.
Yeah.
How could they go on?
We bonded over that, I think.
I feel like you had a lot to say last time on the show, stuff like that you're bringing to the table that they aren't necessarily.
They're missing out.
I feel so. So tell me more. You said drug use?
Yeah. The weed one was terrible. We had a racist on there as well.
Could you say it a little louder?
There's a bit of racist on there.
No.
Yeah, there was a racist. Let's kick him out.
Really?
Fuck him out.
Physical violence?
No, that's just being Christian.
That's just how you two.
Yeah, we've had a little fight.
Communicate.
Yeah. He's a
right.
dick. I know he's your friend and stuff.
Oh,
you got.
Yeah, I mean, I've met him once or twice. Yeah. Yeah. Completely. So, anything that you feel would really bring down the show.
What do you mean?
People, do you have?
Bring down the show.
Oh no! I'm just saying, if people knew, what are the things that that maybe you wish other people knew going on behind the scenes.
Marty's faked a guest. He's actually
faked a guest.
Yeah. We had someone walk out of the show, as you know, hands off.
Every now and then there was a slight storming out.
There was there was emergency, and he had to voice over to someone, so he pretended to be someone. Yeah. Did a pretend voice for a guest. These are, do you know,
live on air.
These are women's issues.
This is it. This is it for us. This is going to be a massive show. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good.
It's our biggest show to date.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to keep it tight. Okay. I need you to stay on it. Right. I want the people talking about policy, not infighting, not childish bickering.
None of that arguing
I want
stuff,
real
shouting and stuff.
Yeah. Well, a bit of shouting, but policy-based shouting.
Okay. So Peter, right?
Yeah, Steve.
Good to meet you. Yeah, it is. Yes.
That's me. Yeah.
Lovely to have
so
you.
You're here for Lib Dem?
That's right. Yeah.
Cool.
Kathy not here today?
No, unfortunately, she's been under the weather recently, so I'm standing in for her as I'm her representative.
Sorry to hear that. I'm sure you'll do a good job there in her place.
Thank you very much. I shall try my best.
How are your campaigns going?
Yes, very well. Yeah.
Not too bad at all. I mean, Portsmouth's been very receptive of the campaign. It's been looking pretty good.
I've got everyone, all the different parties. I've got all the different candidate people. They've all come along. I've got everything.
Well,
it's so good.
I mean, you forgot the Greens. I mean, I don't know why you've got a UKIP representative here and not a Green Party representative.
They wanted to send about 5 people. I had to stop and said we only wanted 1.
Well, I don't care how many people UKIP wanted to send. I wanted the Green Party here. You know I like the Green Party.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
We'll all see on the morning of June the 9th, I'm sure. And,
I'm sure we will, yeah.
Some of us are putting the flags out, not saying who, but...
Well, the polls have been going back and forth. I mean, it's been looking pretty positive.
Yeah.
Pretty positive.
Rather depends on which poll you read and whether you believe it and whether you believe in polls in general.
You've got a point. The polls have fluctuated. They've been less than accurate in the past, so we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, we could get a nomination for an award. We could get our own award at last. This could be it.
The only award that I want is a Labour victory. That will be enough.
We could get a little award coming.
Hello and welcome to Right Here, Right Now with me, Mick Riggers. Today is our general election special. In the studio joining us today is Peter Stevens from the Labour Party, Glenn Hampshire from the Conservative Party, Nathan Dunn from the UK Independence Party, and Stephen Childs from the Liberal Democrat Party. But before we move on to the debate today, The election news. The Conservative lead has been constantly narrowing, some polls now showing the most likely result being a hung parliament, from what was a decisive Conservative landslide. The pressure seems to have seriously affected the Conservatives, unlike the polls leading up to the 2015 election, with Boris Johnson only last week having lost his cool on 3 different occasions on live television, Theresa May hiding from the press, the public and the opposition, and rampant infighting within the Conservative ranks. Jeremy Corbyn has gone from strength to strength, seemingly bulletproof to the Tory attack press, but is it enough to hand him the victory? I guess we'll find out tomorrow. And 2 terror attacks, one in Manchester, one in London, over the campaign period, have seen tensions between the parties heating up further. Regarding the terror attacks in France last year, the year of the presidential elections, is this now something we can expect from a democratic process? It goes without saying. I hope not. And now for the song of the month, which is Dirty Wave by Colour of the Jungle. Hello and welcome back to Right Here, Right Now. Before we get on with the debate, I wanted to go around the table and speak to each respective candidate about what their party can bring to the country. So, Glenn, if we could start with you, what do you think the Conservatives will bring to the country?
Well, the Conservative Party, if re-elected, would continue its splendid work over the last 7 years under the strong and stable leadership of Theresa May. We will continue to bring down national debt and we will continue to increase employment.
Sorry, but the national debt has actually gone up since your administration.
I think real terms you'll find
real terms is
not.
Typical Tory rhetoric. I'm sorry, but if you look at the figures,
sorry, these are
they
facts,
there.
my dear boy.
Sorry, Peter, but I really wanted to get through. We'll get round to you in a second. Glenn, just finish off. What is it that you think the Conservative Party brings?
As I've already said, strong and stable government for the benefit of the more people rather than just the few.
Nathan, if we could move on to you, what is it that the UK Independence Party will bring to the country?
Well, if we are elected, the first thing we will tackle is immigration.
Nonsense.
I think I've already heard enough, Nathan. So we'll move on to Stephen. What do you think the Liberal Democrats will bring to the country?
Thanks, Mick. The Lib Dems are all about the people, you know. We're about making sure that those in our society that earn the least pay a little bit less, and those in our society that earn the most pay a little bit more. We believe in a fair and just society.
Fine words.
We want to bring...
They wouldn't need to if it was for the immigrants.
We want to bring our NHS back to the way it was. We want to make sure that our healthcare is free. We want to make sure that our social care stands up as well.
See, the thing is, I want to believe you, but the thing is, you specifically have been... You don't seem to be a person of much conviction. I mean, whoever gives you the more money, you'll say whatever they tell you to say. So
whoever's winning.
Peter, before we get on with before we get into the debate, just explain to me. It's all right for me to call you Pete.
Yeah.
Pete, explain to me what will the Labour Party bring to the country?
See, with a Labour government, I believe that we would bring a more economically, socially equal society.
I don't think so.
Making so that the services are available to all, not just the few at the top. Not just the super rich who have all the money, whereas the average earner who has 27k for the year will not be able to pay for their healthcare, will not be able to pay for their travel.
Anyone earning £27,000 a year will have a considerable tax allowance, therefore they will have more disposable income to pay for those goods and services which they need, and they will be able to afford them.
That's missing the point. They shouldn't have to pay for those services. Those services should come out of the public spending pot, and if we actually have
Paid for by taxation.
Yes, proportional taxation. So those who have the money to be able to, put into the public spending pot a proportionate amount.
So you're saying a lot of people should get something for nothing, basically.
What I'm saying...
Paying for immigrants.
Oh, for God's sake, look,
Just
what we're saying is with our policies
Nothing
here
to do with
is
immigrants.
that everyone deserves the right to free healthcare, right? Just because...
It isn't free, it has to be paid
Most of
for.
your voters are well off. Most of your voters are from either upper middle
I beg to
class
differ.
or an upper class background, which means they can afford to pay for private healthcare. They can afford to pay for private social care. Not everyone in this country is that fortunate, and I don't think the Conservatives realise this.
I believe we understand.
Well, I think because people are avoiding the subject of immigration, I think we need to discuss
That's
that.
not the problem.
We're not avoiding the subject of immigration. Immigration is not the problem here. We have 40,000 nurses and doctors that are from outside the UK and EU, benefiting this country, working in our
am
country,
I the only one
paying
here
their
that's got the
taxes.
balls to discuss it?
It's not about having the balls to discuss it. It is a racist, ignorant, bigoted response. Your strategy is going to be a harsh Brexit. This is going to lead to absolute chaos in our nation.
Stronger and more
What we need,
stable
no,
government.
it won't. It will lead to a weak and wobbly nation.
In the EU.
We need to remain in the single market. UKIP, I'm still not entirely 100% sure on where you stand, unless it's on immigration.
Well, if we're talking about standing, what about yourself? I mean, you know, you're kind of a bit back and forth, aren't you, with your perspectives? I mean, if someone gives you a bit of money, you'll be like, yep, I'll bow to that.
That's ridiculous. No, I'm not like that at all.
Side that's winning.
I represent.
The side that winning.
I represent different people. Well, that doesn't mean that my professionalism gets in the way of my opinions, my ideals, my support.
All you are is a money-grabbing yes man.
But in any case, let's go back to the Conservatives. How about them? I mean, look,
Because that's all
the
you're
way that your government, you say, okay, real terms this, real terms that.
Okay, well, that's better than
No, in real terms.
Yeah,
This is
real
the-
terms bullshit. That's such Tory rhetoric.
Office of National Statistics shows.
National statistics, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
show
Oh my
that
God, it's not that
national
people are
debt in
afraid to talk about it. It's
Real
that they
terms.
realise that
Since
immigration is
Sorry,
not
this
the problem.
food banks. Food banks are at a record high rate.
And I don't know where you get that information from. It's socialist propaganda. Yes. I don't know where you get this nonsense from. I've never seen it. I've never seen people queuing at food banks. I think what you're saying is an absolute scandal.
Oh, well, if we're talking about scandal, how about Dennis Letterman, eh? Paedophile scandal, not the first
Say!
one, is it? Is it, huh?
What do you think you are doing, Glenn? Look, everyone sit down, stop with this. It's just childish. It's got ridiculous. Right. You lot are representatives of your parties that you hope are going to be in government, and you stand up and punch each other and argue and shout over each other. I mean, it's pathetic. You're children. Right, we'll start again in 5 minutes. This time, just talk about your policy. Talk about what you actually want for this country. Don't keep telling everyone why the other person won't be any good. Tell them why you will be good. Please. 5 minutes.
Caught between the tavern and the deep blue sea hallway.
So how do you think that went? All right? It was...
Not too bad, you know. A little bit embarrassing, but
You know, I think it was all right in the second half. After the incident.
I could probably sue him for this, you know.
the show doesn't need that.
Yeah, Mike, you're the producer. You can take a punch at least.
Boiling in here.
It did get a bit warm, didn't it?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, well...
Seem a bit fed up, old chap.
Well, it's, you know... they're dead. You know, it's like... I'm basically flogging a dead horse, and
It doesn't need to be like that, you know. You could actually join forces with us. I think we have quite a lot of common ground, and you could transfer your support to us. And we'd wipe the floor with the Lib Dems and Labour. We would get in, and therefore you would have a degree of representation through me.
We still might win an award though, might we?
I'm not even thinking about that right now, Marty. Like, you know, let's not get carried away with ourselves, okay?
I'm just so disappointed with the Labour candidate. You know, the personal attacks, the...
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was the best representative, really. I'd have liked him to be get his policy across, you know, like Corbyn does.
Yeah, without the, personal attacks and rudeness. He just seems arrogant.
Yeah, does a touch. Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm going to go talk to him.
Yeah?
Yeah. Don't worry.
Alright. Marty, do you want to go? He's not going to punch you, is he?
You could work with me instead of against me, being against the world. Work with somebody. That's the way to real power.
Yeah.
And we can do it. We can do it. So chin up, old boy.
Yeah, it's something I'm going to have to really think about, but, you
Well,
know.
I'll tell you what, come and see me and my agent over the next couple of weeks and we can discuss it. And I think that there could well be a role for you. And you'll definitely feel better in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank
Welcome on board.
Thank you.
No, yeah, the whole thing has been going really well. I mean, in there we had a bit of a scuffle, but that's going to plan out in our favour. The only one really saying anything of any reason, of any kind of structured facts, is me, and that's just been going really well for me, and I think that'll be going really. I think that'll bode really well for the campaign. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, to be fair, mate, you should have seen the back and forth. I mean, he basically started talking, the typical Tory rhetoric, real terms this, real terms that. The fact is, like, there are figures that are there, and people know that, and we are showing the people that, and that's what needs to happen. So yeah, definitely.
So do you mind if I have a chat with you quick?
Look, mate, I'm gonna have to call you back. All right, cool. Yeah, catch you there. Bye.
Hey,
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk to you quickly about the kind of personal attacking that went on in there. I know we're all trying to get our points across, and I know you're fiercely passionate about the Labour policies, quite a few of which we both agree on. But I just wanted to kind of mention the comprehensive alliance we're supposed to have.
Well,
the
mate,
fact that
like-
we both want to get the Conservatives out so that one of us can take.
You
their
say
place.
you're not even a Liberal Democrat. Even you're just here to basically represent someone because they're paying you money. Who are you even voting for? I mean, the fact is, like you say we need to do this, we need to do that. I don't think there is a we, mate. Like you don't seem to be that well convicted about any of the points that you're championing here, and that's.
Look, there's quite a few points that I think both of our parties have good policies.
What do you mean our parties? The fact is, you're not even a Liberal Dem. You're not even a Lib Dem.
No, but I'm representing them today.
Today? Who's it tomorrow?
And now to sum up what you've just heard with the riggers' perspective. UKIP, to start with you. You keep harping on about immigration as if it's an issue to the majority of the British public. I can tell you now that it's not, and that you are not going to get anywhere with this nonsense that you keep spouting. All you talk about is banning the burqa, how global warming isn't happening. There's one candidate talking about bringing the guillotine back and taking bus passes away from old people. Your party stands for nothing. It's total nonsense. Now, the Lib Dems. You as a party, I'm afraid I just can't see the point in you anymore. I agree with an awful lot of what's on your manifesto, but I don't trust that you're going to do any of it. I mean, as soon as you have the opportunity, you jump into bed with the Conservatives. And right now, you're refusing coalition with either Labour or the Conservatives. Well, what are you going to do then? Are you going to somehow miraculously take government? I can't see the point in you. You're Brexit, you've been banging on about staying in the EU. Well, I'm afraid we made a democratic decision. I don't like it. Many people don't like it, but unfortunately we have to respect that decision. As for Labour, the manifesto that I've seen is fantastic. It could change the country entirely. But the problem is when we've got people like yourself sitting here and personally attacking the other people that you're working with, to me, that doesn't represent what you as Labour stand for. It doesn't represent what your leadership is doing currently. I don't think you sold the party particularly well at all, Peter, I'm afraid to say. And as for you, the Conservatives, we cannot take another 5 years of austerity. Another 5 years of cuts to public services. Another 5 years of cuts to disability benefit that leads to suicide. Really, your party has taken Britain backwards, just constantly for the 7 years that you've been in power. This is why I believe that you, the public, must vote on Thursday. It's the most important thing that you can do in your lifetime. This is a historical, momentous moment in history. We're seeing Brexit. We're seeing cuts like we've never seen them before. We've seen us regressing to a time of Victorian inequality. Can we stand this for much longer? Do you, the public, not want something to change? That is why it's so vital that you vote. Thank you very much for listening to the show. I hope this has been enlightening for you. And vote. Just vote.
We have to stand together, united and determined in our communities, as the people of Manchester did less than 2 weeks ago. We all express our love and solidarity to the families and friends of those who have died and of those who have been so grievously injured. And though we find it difficult to fully imagine their pain, we feel for them, we're with them, and we grieve for those who have died. We pay tribute to the ambulance service and the fire and rescue service for their bravery and their professionalism, and especially to the police and the British Transport Police. They acted quickly and decisively to save lives. Their professionalism was again exemplary. And also our magnificent National Health Service staff, who are still working now to save lives and heal the injured. And let's express our admiration too for those members of the public who put themselves in danger to assist and protect others, even to the extent of confronting the murderous attackers. As in Manchester last month, their actions represent not just the best of Britain, they represent the normal, decent Britain, the quiet courage and compassion that will always, always defeat fear and hatred.